But guess what? This is actually cheaper. When you look at a 60-year-old, they are actually, for a same policy, 25,000, they're actually going to pay $137. And yet the other person is actually paying 169. So all you need to do is show this person, hey, this is what actually it means. You just have to understand, so that you can get the best account out there. So sometimes they're going to tell you it's insurance is expensive. Just calculate that every day. How much is that? Look at how much the coverage gives you, and the premium is locked in for life. Okay? And then I already have coverage at work. Group life usually ends when you retire. Tell the client. And then sometimes they say, oh, I'm too old, I'm unhealthy, or whatever. This is guaranteed. You have a guaranteed policy. No worry, we got you. Okay? As long as make sure you don't die within 2 years, we got you. Okay? And then sometimes some people say, oh, I would rather just save my money. Okay, that's fine. But savings take years and may fall short. What if something happens you just tomorrow, you've only saved $200? Is that enough? No, right? Some people also have community insurances, okay? Community insurances are actually they're term, because they can only take them up to a certain period, normally around 75 years. Okay, so normally community insurances are group life insurance policies that are given to the community. So you also want to make sure these clients, our prospects, understand all these things. And guess what? If you give this to your client, you still have compensation. You still get paid. Okay? So clients out there who are 50 plus, who are just looking for, if I die, I don't want them to do a GoFundMe. This is the best policy to give them, and it's very cheap, and it can help you run GX, right? See you at the top, or I'll see you from the top. Thank you.
Hey, Michael. Thank you. Thank you. Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
So that's what I love our community, right? We always learn something new from different channel, right? So never miss the meeting. All right. So we're not selling the product, we're selling the financial education, right? So let's work on the second channel. Let me introduce second channel is from Canada. Big green jacket, big Kafuna channel, Uri Aboy.
Yeah.
Can't hear you, Uri.
Udi.
We can't hear you.
Not yet. You say.
Yes. Can hear you, Uri.
Is this better? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I was saying that all of you guys are looking good tonight. So thank you, James, for the wonderful hosting, and thank you, Michael, for the wonderful training on our diversified platform. It just goes to show that we are truly embracing and appreciating the wonderful diversity of our products, so that we could help more families out there. So today, it is my pleasure to share with you our training regarding another part of the business side, which is on building. So, and that is the reason why I wanted to introduce myself first. So my name is Woody. I've been here in Canada for 15 years now. My background is in finance, CPA, master's degree, all of that good stuff. But when I came here to Canada, started off at retail, and then after a few years, blessed to be a technology manager at one of the really good companies here. And I was actually introduced here in this organization 10 years ago. And coming with a skeptical mind as well with you, James, but I stayed for the right reasons, because what we're really doing is amazing for the communities that we have out there. So today I'm going to share with you our one very, very important value that we need to emulate each and every time that we go out in the field, and each and every day that we do our business, which is all about discipline. Okay, and you'll see here that discipline is not just a buzzword of DFOCONPRED. Discipline, focus, consistency, and predictability, because it is truly a key ingredient in GX, right? So that is why I wanted to start off with my presentation with this. You don't rise to the level of your goals, but you fall to the level of your discipline. It is truly this truly resonated to me a lot because all of us as entrepreneurs here in the World System Builder, it just goes to show that wherever level we're at right now, whether GX1, GX3, GX12, Rising Kahuna, Big Kahuna, it truly is reflective of what we do each and every day. And that's why, like, discipline, as I mentioned, is not a buzzword because at the end of the day, there's a lot of pillars of discipline that you have to take into consideration, such as first, system discipline. And in my presentation, there will be some questions you could answer out loud, or you could just answer for yourself if it's favorable or unfavorable for you. Like I'll leave you to it. But let's start.
Can hear you, Uli.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, let's go for system discipline. So are you using WSB's system tools like the trainer guidebook, the Easy Start Kit, the SYF, and the workbooks, right? Because sometimes whenever that we recruit a person and onboard like that new campaigner, they never even got an Easy Start Kit from the very time that they were recruited in the business. So how would you be able to make sure that that new campaigner knows about the business? That's why like we talk about that business in a box, right? Next one is this. We have, do you wear office attire or GX uniforms at meetings and events? And this is where I'm very, very passionate about. That's why in our office, like whenever I see people not wearing their GX attire, it's kind of like very frustrating because what are we truly promoting in the office? Because they say that you get what you promote. So if we have more people who is actually promoting the GX uniform, then it means that more people are gonna run the GX, correct? And it's like a next one. Do you attend all meetings? I mean, when attend all. So it's not like, oh, I only attend Saturday meetings because that is the only time that I'm available. Or like you'll say that, oh, the only time that I could attend is would be the Tuesday meetings. It should be like attending the Freedom Calls, the WSBT meetings, like the BPMs that we have on Saturdays. But at the same time, meetings as system discipline is also qualifying for it. That's why, with yesterday during Freedom Call, we spoke about qualifying for Rising Kahuna so that we could fully enjoy the experience of the GX retreat this coming November in Gold Street, right? So it's not only by attending the meetings but also qualifying for those meetings. So whenever that there are qualifying events such as like this GX retreat, or perhaps we also have the super trip in Poland where you also get some reimbursement from some of your leaders. This is actually what the business is all about. Not only attending Wednesday, Saturdays, or Tuesdays, but it also includes our other events as well. Next one, do you enter your activity in the 30 by 30 counter? For some people, they'll say that, oh, you know what? Like, I don't know how to access it. Or perhaps like, oh, you know what? I'm lazy to do it. But guess what? To tell you honestly, with more than 90,000 people in the WSB community, I realized that how come like we only have around 3 million people financially educated, but I really know that there are a lot of people out there helping a lot of families. So are we having that system discipline of putting more people in the counter so that we could really see how much impact that we're doing, right? Next one is, do you duplicate yourself? If so, then how fast? Right? Are you just that lone financial professional or that lone campaigner? Then when you go out in the field, you're just doing it by your own. You don't have a trainee, or perhaps you don't have a trainer. So that actually causes issue, and it's not being system disciplined. Next one is, do you make the office a place for serious people to make serious money? Because sometimes, even in our office, I'll just be vulnerable here for a second, that there are some instances in the past wherein some people actually socialize, but then again, it's just socialization the whole time. Remember that we're in business, we want to make money so that all of us could be financially independent, right? Next one is, well, this is the one. The system is the solution. Your job is to run it, not to replace it, not to reinvent it, but that's actually what system discipline is all about. Next one is this, personal discipline. I think it's getting hot in here. I don't know why. I hope that others are also feeling the heat as well. Next one. Do you maintain a consistent daily schedule for prospecting, inviting, and presentations? Sometimes we actually think that, okay, I do prospecting on Monday, inviting on Tuesday, presentation on Wednesday, but it needs to be daily habit, right? Next is, do you keep a full calendar or do you have a full calendar? Right? It's just a matter of how much productive are you in your calendar, or are you just creating noise in your calendar, just feeling as though that yes, you're busy but never productive, right? Next is, do you set a personal goal for yourself for number of campaigners and the number of people that you help each and every month to do your GX? And do you project a serious image and reputation to your peers and clients? And sometimes in our offices, when I say our, the whole WSB community, is that there is this tendency that whenever that we project ourselves to our peers or even our clients, we feel so relaxed, we feel so complacent, so casual, right? And that is actually one of my pet peeves as well. Do you look casual every time that you go to the office? Do you look casual in front of your clients that you actually say that we have $1 million business in a multi-million dollar business, multi-million dollar company in a multi-trillion dollar industry, but then again they actually see you just wearing t-shirt and shorts, right? What is the type of reputation that we're projecting to the community? Because if we don't if we treat our business casually, of course our clients will be the casualty. Our team members will be the casualty, right? Next, do you volunteer, greet, serve, clean to contribute to the success of the office environment? And hey, special shout out, the reason why Valiance is where it is today is because of the office environment in Oak Brook Financial Center.
Yeah.
How much I love Oak Brook Financial Center. When we were there, I see everybody actually having really good mozone. So people are volunteering. Hey, they serve food. They actually greet a lot of people, and that is actually something that we wanted to emulate, because at the end of the day, this is what we wanted to project to our new team members, our guests that we bring to the office. Next one is, this is where we need a lot of improvement on. Do we really speak up and share our thoughts in our group chats, and most especially in the WSB community? Because it's so sad that we are in this business of articulation, but then again, we don't articulate to the community, right? It's so unfair that, hey, we have this great story to share. We have a declaration that we wanted to become a big kahuna, but how would we know, right? We actually celebrate wins. We actually we actually support you guys. It's just a matter of speaking your mind and say that, you know what, I wanted to become a big kahuna, and guess what? Other people would also support you as well. You are the first campaigner that you must lead, and that is all about personal discipline. Next one, emotional discipline. Okay. Okay, it's getting really hot in here now. Okay, emotional discipline. First one, do you remain positive despite of rejections, despite of chargebacks and frustrations in the business? And sometimes in our office, guys, and perhaps in some of the offices here, is that when they enter the office, you know, if they are the poster child for chargeback, right? They know it feels like they're so depressed. They're actually walking very lazily. Or you will see if a person got a really good paycheck this cycle, right? So we will know if you want to be the face of chargebacks, then we will know very clear. Okay. Next one is, do you get up and show up despite of negativity? Oh, in our campaign, because our message is so polarizing, we have to understand that there's a lot of people who may say no, that there's people who will say I'm too busy, or they will say that I need to understand more. But we are actually so glad to be part of this organization because it really tests our character. It really strengthens our emotional fortitude, right? Next one is, are you confident and excited every day regardless of the numbers? This is actually connected to the second one. And are your decisions emotions-based or system-based? I remember this story coming from one of my close friends, Libni, Boris, and Xavier, Mr. X. And I remember one thing when we had this lunch in Hawaii, and they said that whenever that they're having this quarrel between Libni wants to have one thing and Xavier wants to have one thing, they always refer to what they call the Bible, which is the system builder book, right? So what does the system say, right? So that's why rather than being affected or being affected by emotions, we'd rather make decisions based on what the system says, right? Next is, do you love drama? Hey, well, yeah, some people are already reacting here. So, yeah, if you love drama in the business, oh my gosh, you're not emotionally disciplined, right? And by the way, we may not be perfect in terms of being emotionally disciplined, but we always have to make sure that we work on that because I know that as humans, we also feel, we also we also get hurt, we get frustrated, but it's actually how you react to those emotions that would make you much stronger, okay, or strengthen your character. Next one is, how do you react to negative surprises? Negative surprises is kind of like, aside from chargeback, your team member quit, or oh my gosh, your team member is not going to GX retreat, or your team member didn't go to G26, right? Will you be surprised? You shouldn't be surprised at this point because that is actually, you do your best, but you have to make sure that you compose yourself and say that, okay, let's go to the next one. Let's make sure that we attend the next event. Your emotions must follow your mission and not the other way around. Okay? Next one is daily discipline. So how many days are there in a week? 7 days, right? So I know that I think it was Elaine yesterday who mentioned that daily is kind of like Monday to Friday, except for Saturday and Sunday, right? Remember? But you know what? Daily discipline is also like a very, very important because how are you with your 8 a.m. habit? Now, for us in our team, we've actually strengthened our 8 a.m. habit because from the time that you finish your huddle, like maybe building your mindset and skill set, it's all about making sure that before lunch hits, you already know what's happening with your team. What are the field appointments or how many results are you expecting for that day? Next one is, do you look at your bubble chart every day? Or do you have dead bubbles? It's a mix of dead bubbles, or it looks like a flower that looks so nice, but it actually stinks, right? Next is, are you accountable and responsible for all your activities every single day? Because you know what? Even if your team does not recruit, you recruit.
Yeah.
Even if your team doesn't offer solutions, you offer solutions, right? If your team doesn't go out in the field, you need to go out in the field, correct? So that is daily discipline. You should not rely on other people to say that you're really you have results. And do you truly have a strategy of achieving these results in a day? Like one campaigner, one solution, two campaigners, two solutions, one result, two result, or three results a day, or even more than that, right? Next is, do you review your numbers? What got done, what didn't, what's next? And that is why I wanted to share with you one thing. And this is what I want, one of the revelations that I had, even though that I've been here 10 years in the business, is that emotional goals are truly powerful because if people actually just get to read their goals every day, of course, you'll stay grounded, you'll stay focused, But this daily discipline also talks about the bottom left portion of the trainer guidebook, which talks about actions, right? Because if we don't get grounded with our emotional goals on the bottom left, like, yes, you actually do these actions, but you have to see if did you really do those actions so that you are steps closer to your goals? Maybe, maybe not, right? And that's the reason why small daily actions create massive long-term breakthroughs. It's not usually that day that, yeah, small wins, but remember the power of compounding, right? So never lose sight or never lose track of what your goal is. Next one, financial discipline. Financial discipline, let's talk about this. Do you pay yourself first? I remember during that time when, my first commission here in WFG was like $40. Jeff and I were super excited to receive that. This is legit. This is like a real business, right? So what we did with that check, we encashed it. We went for buffet, right? And then we ended up actually having we actually used our credit card because the buffet was much more expensive than the $40 paycheck, right? So that is why even for us, you need to make sure that when you receive your commissions here in WFG or even at your work, right, you need to be an example of what we are embodying, which is pay yourself first so that we could be financially secure. Next one is, do you build a strong financial foundation? Are you still in that first layer of protection, protection, protection? What about the others? You might have like proper protection, but a lot of debts, right? What's the strategy? What's the next step with regards to how we would be able to build like a strong emergency fund? And even are we investing, right? Because this is what I shared with you a while ago. You might celebrate too early. Yes, Vinton, I was able to get like $3,000. Now let's go to Bahamas, right? So let us be financially disciplined, guys. And the next one, do you invest in your business before upgrading your lifestyle or the other way around? Like that's why Coach Vic also mentioned something very like he mentioned this just I think a few weeks ago. But what resonated to me is that typically when you hit your $100,000 milestone, you still are putting most of your money in the business to invest. If it's 250,000, yes, you still put more money in the business so that you could expand. But there's actually, you still have little savings, but usually when you hit your $500,000 income, that's when you start to save, right? So that's why I believe all of us wanted to reach not 100,000, not 250,000, but more than that, because we wanted to make sure that we still enjoy our lifestyle, but we still give back to the business. Right. And I think this is also the same thing as my mentor, Tita Liz, saying that on the first 15 days, you need to make sure that you pay your bills first. And that bill is also including in the business. Right. Next is, do you owe money from your clients and peers in the business? Kind of uncomfortable, right? So, and by the way, the first one, if you owe money from your clients, it's actually the regulators who will run after you, because that is actually not something that you should do. But more importantly, you should not owe money from your peers in the business, because again, we're not a lending facility here in WSB. What we actually embody is making sure that we have enough funds so that we could actually go to super trips, go to G27, launch 27, and all of those types of things. And of course, like talking about investing in the business, what are you truly investing? Like SYF, fast start kits, spins, office staff, or even contests for that matter. So that is why I say that for financial discipline, you cannot lead people to financial freedom if you're not walking the path yourselves. That's why I say that just last Saturday, we had this campaign introduction for some of our guests. It would be truly difficult for us to invite guests to be part of our campaign if we don't show results to them, right? It's only just a few people, but then again, they'll say that, what about you? Like, what is your success story so far in this business? So financial discipline is very important. And that is the reason why I end with this. Dominate your habits in terms of discipline, because if you don't dominate your habits, you will be dominated by your failures here in the business. So that is why Defo Compre discipline actually comes in different facets. And I wanted to address to all of you guys, like listening in our Zoom and even here in the office, discipline is absolute. It's not selective. So you could be disciplined for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but not on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, right? Discipline, when we talk about discipline, it's something that you do absolutely each and every day so that you could actually hit your goals. And that's why when I mentioned coach actually embodied what discipline looks like, because it's going out in the field every day. Remember that Coach Alicia also mentioned that we are in this 30-day relentless. Out of that 30 days, how much or how many days were you disciplined? It's 30 days. It's not 13 days. It's not 15 days. It's 30 days. That's why in the next 90 days, we're just we're actually approaching that 3-month period wherein we're gonna run for our GX, our GXMD, our Rising Kahuna, our Kahuna, and Big Kahuna. And this is and I want you guys to really focus on that goal, but it's truly the actions that come along with it, with that daily discipline, that would make all the difference in your business. How would you feel, guys, that in the next 90 days that you will be able to hit something that you've never that you've never done before? Like even hitting GXMD here in Canada, when you hit 45,000 points in 1 month times 51%, what? That's 22,500. Who here have ever imagined to receive $22,500 in their paycheck for 1 month, right? It's actually discipline. Discipline is actually the solution to most of the problems, if not all of the problems in our business. So I say that when we say discipline, it's not a buzzword. It's something that's profound, that's meaningful, and purposeful. So with that said, I wanted to close off with that. I wanted to also close off this call. So on behalf of James Zhang from Oakbrook Financial Center and Michael Kakande from Burlington Community Financial Center, thank you very much, guys. Let's go out in the field and let's do Relentless. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Success require discipline, right? A lot of us, sometimes we have a physical discipline, but sometimes we lack of the system discipline. So we don't wish for the predictable success, and we build predictable habit. All right, let's give a big hand to this two trainer. Wonderful training.
Yeah.
All right, let's go out the field. Go out the field every day. Everybody.
You are moved beyond. I mean, also